Welcome back everybody to the channel. In today's video we're doing my new comic book day haul. Of course you guys see it, I'm outside of Dccomics. So of course we're going to get into my new comic book day haul. Not the biggest week, but some really solid stuff. You guys know this is a day late, right? Usually I post these on Wednesday. I had the flu the last couple days, even though I was feeling a lot better yesterday. Didn't want to get anybody at comic store sick, right? So community health and all that good stuff. But let's talk about what else is in this video besides my new comic book day haul. You guys know I always do the new comic book day haul. We have a top 5 comic books of last week, new comic book day. We have 10 comic books that are coming out in March from DC and the Indies. These are new March comic book series, new number ones that you guys got to be aware of. We're also doing an action figure haul at the very tail end of the video. And then we also have what I read in the month of February. So yeah, man, stay tuned for all of that. But let's get into the comic book haul first. Pick of the week, it's got to be Assorted Crisis Events, issue number 1 from Image Comics. It's written by Dennis Camp with Zawadzki, Belair, and Otsman Alehu as the rest of the creative team. I'm really looking forward to this. It's got a lot of hype behind it. All the other comic book creatives have, been given this series its flowers, and it's apparently really well deserved, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Dennis Camp is just killing it. You guys are seeing like the art there. Just some really great artwork, man. Really solid stuff. Looking forward to it. I've heard it's been described as like Crisis on Infinite Earths as if it happened to regular everyday people. So that just sounds like a crazy concept. A close second for pick of the week, it's got to be Absolute Superman issue number 5. Apparently this is the final fate of Krypton. You guys know I've been loving the Absolute Universe, and the Absolute Superman series is a big part of that. Really loving this kind of look. It seems like Superman's gonna go ham, dude. So looking forward to that. Absolute Superman issue number 5. We also have Aquaman number 3. Jeremy Adams is killing it, dude. So really enjoying this Aquaman series a lot more than what I expected to. This is gonna stay on my poll, dude. I think so. Although I don't know like all the deep Aquaman lore, like whenever they reference somebody like, whoa, it's you, I don't know who that is, but I'm along for the ride, man. I think Jeremy Adams is killing it. The art from John Timms is really solid as well. I think that's his first name, John Timms, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, really great stuff. I mean, you guys are seeing it. Really solid artwork. It looks like we're getting some backstory on Arthur as well, going back to the past a little bit. We also have Batman Dark Patterns. I mean, this is just great stuff from Dan Waters and Hayden Sherman. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Dan Waters and Hayden Sherman. They've been killing it with this Batman Dark Patterns series. This starts arc number 2, or like the second case. Case number 2 is what they're calling it. So this is part 1. It's a great jumping on point, man. Definitely recommend this series. It's a great classic, back to basic sort of Batman story. Just doing detective stuff, nothing too crazy there, but I'm enjoying it a lot. We also have The Moon is Following, issue number 7 from Image Comics. Daniel Warren Johnson, Mike Spicer, Riley Rosmo. You guys know the drill by now. Really enjoying the series. I thought the last issue was like the best issue in the series, so I'm looking forward to seeing if Daniel Warren Johnson and Riley Rosmo can keep it going, man. I'm loving The Moon is Following Us. You guys definitely got to keep reading that. Speaking of Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer, we got Transformers issue number 18, man. So you guys know I'm enjoying the Transformers series, although I think that I'm going to drop it, maybe around issue number 20 or something. I don't know, man. It's not my favorite thing in the Energon universe. I think I'd rather collect it in like hardcovers, you know what I'm saying, going forward. It's just not something I need to pick up in singles. It's available to me on Hoopla. It's available to me on Global Comics, I think, too. So yeah, man. I think I'm liking the G.I. Joe stuff a little bit more. That might be a hot take. But yeah, we also have one extra for today. I got to show you. It's a big one. Couldn't carry it before. We've got the East of West Compendium, dude. You guys know I've been reading Jonathan Hickman. I'm on Jonathan Hickman's like entire Marvel saga right now, and Nick Dragotta is killing it on Absolute Superman. So we have the East of West, the End Times Compendium. You guys know I like compendiums. Wish it was hardcover, but that's all right. So yeah, man, looking forward to reading this at some point. Make sure you guys, even though it's a compendium, you got to make sure to stretch your spine, or else the glue will crack. Make sure you guys remember. But yeah, that's what we got for new comic book day. For what's today? I mean, I don't know. I was sick yesterday. I don't know, dude. The 12th? Something like that. But yeah, that's what we got. New comic book day. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video. We've got top 5 comic books last week, what I read in the month of February, March number 1s, 10 of them that are coming out. It's a new series. And then action figure hauls. We got some Superman related action figures, McFarlane. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching up to this point, and read more comics. Welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we're talking about the 5 best comic books from last week, new comic book day. Got them right here. 5 comics. Let's get into it, man. So starting off with number 5, man. How else would you start it? Let's go with Two-Face issue number 4. So this series is coming to an end, and that's a damn shame because it's so good. Christian Ward just killing it. I think it's Varys on the art. So I'm going to flip through this, right? And you guys are going to see some just incredible artwork. I mean, look at this. Let me get this glare out of the way. Look at how insane this art is, man. The coloring, just a very pop punk kind of colors. And it's kind of like a breakdown on Harvey Dent as a character. Really like kind of the direction of the series. Too bad it's not continuing, I guess. But yeah, if you're looking for just a really solid Two-Face series, man, really breaking down the character, taking a dive into his past, kind of seeing how he ticks. There's this great sequence where it talks about, his abusive father and kind of how that manifested into the Two-Face personality. And then it kind of goes into the fact that, when he was poisoned, like the acid thrown on his face, that was kind of an excuse for the Two-Face personality to break out. So that's kind of what this series is all about. It's like this Two-Face personality trying to wrestle control of the body, sort of. So yeah, man, just some really interesting stuff with this Two-Face series. I'm really liking it, especially on the art side. I think it looks beautiful. So Ward, Varys, and Placencia, you guys are just killing it. Number 4, dude. Number four. Let's go with Nice House by the Sea, dude. So James Tynion IV, Alvaro Martinez Bueno, and Jordi Belair, of course. This series is just off to an incredible start. I think this one is the end of arc number 1. I was mistaken previously. I thought this was the beginning of arc 2. So yeah, this series just continues to be incredible. We get some more insight on their complicated past. Obviously Nora, the entire Nora's past and how she sort of transitioned, and it gets into kind of her relationship with Max back in the when she was still Norm, before she kind of realized that she was Nora, right? So just some really interesting stuff, man. It's really kind of heartbreaking to see everybody's past, all the different like regrets and stuff like that. But just look at this artwork, dude. Alvaro Martinez Bueno is just an insane person. All this like trippy, kind of swirly sort of look for the aliens in the series. And then, Jordi Belair is just excellent coloring on top of it. Really great dialogue and character work from James Tynion IV. I mean, that's just a given, right? So had to give this my number 4 spot. One of my favorite series on stands right now. It's not the best month-to-month read. Sometimes I forget, exactly. It's hard because they have 2 entire houses of characters that you got to kind of remember. So I think this would benefit from a reread for sure, but it's not a series I can stop pulling. So yeah, had to give it my number 4 spot. Let's go with number 3. Number 3, nice. We got Batgirl number 5. This series is one of the most underrated series coming out of DC. Tate Bromble, Miyazawa. We've down there. We've got Foucher and Spicer. Wait, Mike Spicer? I have to check on that. But yeah, man. So we just get some excellent stuff from Batgirl. She is trying to break into the organization, trying to sneak around, sort of like a spy. Really cool stuff to save her mom, Lady Shiva. So great. What is this called? The DeLuca effect? I think I forgot what it's called. But yeah, so it's like one page and showing a bunch of movements throughout. A classic. Miyazawa loves doing that in this series, and I love it too. So yeah, we just get really great just Cassandra Cain Batgirl stuff, man. She's like sneaking around this ninja organization. Like you see her in the background of every one of these panels. So like she's up there. So like that was really fun reading experience, just trying to find Cassandra Cain in each panel. So yeah, man, I'm loving this series. Great action, great character work from Tate Bromble, and just the artwork is incredible. So yeah, definitely recommend Batgirl. Hopefully this series continues for a long ass time, man. I'm loving it. Number two, let's go with JSA, dude. Jeff Lemire, just killing it. A lot of people are on the fence about this series 5 issues in, but I am all about it, dude. So I think a lot of people's concerns are like, there's a lot going on, right? So, in each issue in the past, we like issue 1 through 4, they kind of focused on a different member of the team and kind of what's going on with them while everything else is going on. This issue, I felt like did a good job of kind of wrapping everything up, not like concluding it, right? Because there's one more issue for this arc, I believe. but kind of like tying everything together and progressing the story in a really satisfying way. So I've been loving the series. Jeff Lemire, Diego Orlotegui, and yeah, Luis Guerrero on the colors, and letters Steve Wands. Just killing it, man. Just a super fun series, and a look at the, you know, DC universe that I don't usually get just because I'm not a JSA guy. I've never read JSA before. I'm really just enjoying the series. A lot of the JSA characters maybe I know, like their power sets and stuff like that, but yeah, man, I'm just really enjoying the series. This was a cool 2-page spread right here. Really nice, kind of trippy. So yeah, man, I'm loving this JSA series. I cannot wait to see where it goes. Hopefully Jeff Lemire gets to continue cooking on this JSA series for a long time as well. I'm enjoying this one. A definite highlight from me, from DC All In. Let's talk about number 1. Come on, guys. It's got to be the Ultimates number 10. Who are you kidding here, man? This issue was awesome. So we have the Ultimates, you know, like not the full team, right? But we have the Ultimates going in, breaking up a, so yeah, we get the Makers about to escape or whatever. But this issue is all about beating the shit out of Nazis, dude. So big fan of that, especially this first page, dude. You see fucking Hitler burning to death, dude. Should probably stop cursing. This video's gonna get flagged. But yeah, man. So they break into like a Red Skull base, and they kind of just, you know, clear it out, bro. They do what the Ultimates do. I like this line down here. What does it say? What does it say? So the Human Torch is talking about how, you know, he's got all these, he has to delete his memories, because at one point he didn't have enough memory to, you know, make new memories, right? So he has to delete stuff, and then he can make new memories. But the one thing he'll never delete is when he killed Hitler, right? So, so yeah, just a crazy, funny, I mean, it is funny, you know what I'm saying? But really kind of just dark. But that's who this Human Torch is, bro. So we all appreciate it. But he says, Captain America says, "All right, enough reminiscing about the good old days of killing Nazis." You turn the page, and he says, "We got some Nazis to kill right now, dude." So love this message, Dennis Camp. You're just killing it, man. Great artwork as well. Great fight scenes, you know what I mean, with the Ultimates all showing off their powers. Great use of Captain America's shield, kind of visually. You know, he's throwing it, bounces off a bunch of people, and lands back in the next panel. Really cool stuff, man. Just really unique ways to show the Ultimates kind of power sets. Some really tragic stuff with Namor, obviously. I won't get into that. Maybe that was a spoiler, my bad. But yeah, man, just an excellent series. The Ultimates, issue number 10. This might be the best Marvel comic book on stands. I'm going to say it, dude. For the longest time, I was like, you know, Ultimate Spider-Man is my favorite. But at what point, dude, right? I keep saying it. The Ultimates, each issue is just like a 10 out of 10 issue. But I've said the entire series. It's like, where's the series going? What are we pushing to? You know what I mean? At what point do you just say, all right, this series is the best Marvel comic on stands if every single issue is like a 10 out of 10? You know what I mean? I don't know. So, yeah, loving the Ultimates. Definitely be pulling it. Definitely check it out. But that's it, man. That's the 10 comic books that I want to talk about from New Comic Book Day, whatever it was, the first one in March. I don't know. Was it the 6th or something? But yeah, that's what we got. Top 10, top 5 comic books. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about the comic books that I read in the month of March. Dude, we got a nice big stack for you guys. Got an omnibus, got a deluxe edition, a couple of like trade sort of sized things. Let's get into it, man. The first thing I want to talk about is actually a trade paperback. So Superman Up in the Sky. This is the best Superman story of all time. Recency bias? Probably. But yeah, I just got to talk about this, dude, because this is just amazing. I mean, Tom King. A lot of people out there hate Tom King, and you guys are wrong. You guys are wrong. You guys are so wrong. So this series is all about, you know, art by Andy Kubert as well. I want to mention that, but this is all about a girl gets kidnapped by an alien and just shoots off. Right, this alien's gone. Batman. Actually, the first page is Batman saying, "Clark, I need you." Batman can't solve this thing, man. This alien is out in space. He needs Superman to do it. So the entire series is about Superman. Like how far would Superman go to save one girl? That's all what the series is, right? So all throughout, Superman has to overcome like mental challenges. He has to overcome physical challenges. He has to overcome his own anxieties. He has to overcome you know, what it means to be Superman. He has to overcome, like, I guess I said anxieties, but like anxieties with Lois, right? While he's off planet, he's worrying about Lois all the time. But he's the only one who could do it. He's the only person who could save this girl, and he knows it. And he does it because he's Superman, dude. So it's a really beautiful story. Crying multiple times throughout. This is the girl that's kidnapped. She's a Superman fan, right? So she's hoping that Superman is gonna save her. So really touching stuff, man. I just love this series. Best Superman story of all time, without a doubt. Recency bias, I don't care. Superman up in the sky. This should be a movie, dude. Not gonna lie, this would be pretty sick. But yeah, Superman up in the sky really just gets to the core of who Superman is and why he does what he does. Great dissection of the character. Can't recommend it enough, man. Superman up in the sky. Tom King, Andy Kubert. Let's give everybody else their flowers too. Inker Sandra Hope, colorist Brad Anderson, Clayton Cowles, the letterer. So yeah, man. Superman up in the sky. Superman saving one girl who was kidnapped by an alien. How far would Superman go to save that one girl? Beautiful story, dude. Superman up in the sky. Next up, let's talk about one of my favorite comic book writer and artist duos. You guys know it. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Reckless Book 2, Friend of the Devil. So this is a part of the Reckless series, guys. If you don't know, it's all about Ethan Reckless. What's the saying? Your trouble is his business for a price. So this series, this one's all about this girl on the cover who has a sister who has since, she went off and wanted to be an actress, went to Hollywood, kind of, ran away from home sort of. And the sister was never able to like follow up and find her. And then she went missing after that. But she appears in a movie, in the background of a movie after she allegedly went missing, right? So she hires Ethan Reckless to track her down and find out what the heck's going on. Really tragic ending, but it's kind of a look at, there's like a cult sort of thing too. Like you find out that the girl, maybe she fell in with kind of a cult that sort of preys on young girls who want to be actresses and that sort of thing. But just look at this excellent artwork from Sean Phillips, and I believe his son probably colored it, Jacob Phillips. But yeah, man. So we get, when that woman kind of she becomes Ethan Reckless's love interest, and then after that, that's how she ends up hiring him. So yeah, man, just like a really, really great Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips story. I'm loving this Reckless character and this kind of world that they've created. He's the kind of guy that's gonna get stuff done, you know what I'm saying? So really like this Ethan Reckless character. One of my favorites from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, like favorite protagonist for sure. The girl is, she was born in Vietnam, and then she came over after the war. So it's got kind of those themes too, you know what I mean? So Ed Brubaker kind of injected some of that, which kind of hit home for me because I am half Vietnamese, for those that don't know. So that was kind of interesting to read as well. And yeah, man, just to really recommend this series, Reckless, Friend of the Devil. You got to read the first one, obviously, in my opinion. Although they, maybe not. I mean, they're all kind of out of time, but just this Ethan Reckless character is so cool, man. So Reckless, Book 2, Friend of the Devil. Got to read Book 3, man. So looking forward to that. Next up, let's talk about the omnibus of the month, dude. So we've got The Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus Volume number 2. So yeah, this is a big guy. Took me a little bit to read it, not gonna lie. But dude, it's epic. It's epic. It's so sick. So I was reading the Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman stuff last year. You guys might remember that if you follow me on other socials. But this is just a continuation of it, man. And it's my first time ever reading an Avengers story. And this entire thing is just epic. It's all congruent. It's all like one story from Jonathan Hickman. It leads up to an epic battle. Like every single arc is important for the end goal, right? So it's just something I really appreciate about Jonathan Hickman's writing, is that he's driving to a goal and he will get you there, and it's going to be epic and awesome. In this, we get a lot of stuff with the Illuminati too. It's kind of like the lead up to Secret Wars, I believe, right? So the incursions and all that stuff. But at the same time, you got an invasion by Thanos. And at the same time as that, okay, so this is the Illuminati stuff. So there's just a lot of different things going on, but it's just incredible how Jonathan Hickman is able to balance them all so well. And this omnibus kind of reaches into every single corner of the Marvel universe, dude. We get some stuff with the X-Men, obviously because of Reed being on the Illuminati. We get some Fantastic Four stuff as well. We also get a lot of Inhuman stuff too, which I'm not familiar with Inhumans at all, but I thought that was really cool to see kind of that. And then also, man, just like the Marvel cosmic side, I really like the street level stuff, right? But the cosmic Marvel side is super sick, man. This is kind of my first time dipping into kind of that world. And as I'm flipping through, man, all the art is just, it's definitely not from the same artist all the way throughout, but it kind of feels that way, man, because the house kind of Marvel style. But yeah, man, just this entire thing just drives to the Infinity event. And then, yeah, man, so there's these builders out in space that are trying to like take over all these planets, right? So Captain America is out taking care of that with some of the Avengers, but then you got the Illuminati that's taking care of some of the like incursions and sort of things that's in like the background that the other Marvel heroes don't even know about. And then at the same time, you got that Thanos invasion that I was talking about. So all these different like issues, all like concluding super satisfyingly, I guess, by the end of this omnibus volume number 1. I got to crack into omnibus volume number 2. I'm sure it's just as epic. But yeah, man, can't say enough good things about Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman. If you're trying to read some Avengers, I just said Fantastic Four like 5 times, I think. If you're trying to read some Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, definitely recommend it. Cannot say enough good things about it. Can't wait to crack into omnibus volume number 2. Let's talk about the deluxe edition that I read in the month of February. We've got the New Frontier, DC New Frontier by Darwin Cook, Dave Stewart. Really love this thing, man. So I read this. I will say it took me a little bit time to read it. I wasn't able to read it in one sitting, you know. We get some really great stuff from Darwin Cook, obviously all throughout as the artist and the writer. It's kind of like this look at this really interesting point in both history, but then, you know, comic book history, kind of like this transition period between the Golden Age and the Silver Age. Kind of like this new group of heroes that have to band together to stop like a new threat. And the Golden Age heroes are kind of, they're not with it anymore, right? So we need that new group of heroes to step up. Want to mention this too. Really great Flash moments here from Darwin Cook. I mean, just visually really cool. Look at the Flash's powers. Going to stop Captain Cold. Stopping short before he punches him in the face. So yeah, just really great stuff from Darwin Cook. I mean, all throughout the artwork, you know, is going to be incredible. As far as the story goes, I mean, maybe in the middle, I thought it kind of dragged just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Nothing crazy. But I do think like the beginning and the end are definitely way stronger than maybe the middle. Because as I'm flipping through the middle, it's kind of like, not a ton of stuff going on. But we get a lot of different looks at the, you know, different corners of the DC universe. A lot of different characters get a spotlight. And I say that without, you know, like Superman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman don't really get that much of a spotlight. It's more of a spotlight on the other, you know, DC heroes around that time. A really big spotlight on Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. He's probably the main character of the story, probably, right? Which I thought that was pretty interesting. He's kind of like the torchbearer between the different eras, kind of ushering in this new frontier, right? So at the very end, they kind of have to group up to fight this giant. I'll see if I can get a picture of it. It's like this giant thing that's like spewing monsters. So the group has to kind of band together, put aside their differences, and fight for what's right. We get that interesting moment where Superman kind of goes down for a little bit, and he kind of acts as a martyr, banding all the different heroes to, you know, fight for what Superman believed in. We get some great moments with Martian Manhunter. One of the highlights from the series for sure was all the kind of focus on Martian Manhunter. So yeah, man, excellent series. I'm really glad I read it finally. Hot take, I don't know if it's as good as like everybody was saying it's like the best thing ever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think I would prefer, I'm not gonna lie, I think I would rather read, like if someone held a gun to my head and they said, you have to read one of these right now, I think I'm reading Superman, brother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, that's everything that I read in the month of February. I think I said March earlier. That's really stupid, dude. Let me know down in the comments. What'd you guys read in the month of February? Always curious to know. Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome everybody back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about new comic book series in the month of March. We got 10 up, we got some from DC, some from the indies, right? So if you guys are looking forward to seeing what's coming out in the month of March, I try to do this video every single month, so definitely stay tuned. We have 10 comic books, guys. Let's start off with one of the most hyped comic books in recent history. We've got Assorted Crisis Events, written by Dennis Camp, artist Eric Zawadzki, colorist Jordi Belair, and letterer Hassan Otsmane-Alehu. This series has a ton of hype behind it. All the comic book creators are giving it its flowers. It seems like it's well deserved too. This is written by Dennis Camp, who's just on an absolute heater lately, obviously doing the Ultimates. Coming up, he's doing Absolute Martian Manhunter. This series has been described as Crisis on Infinite Earths, that really popular DC event, if it happened to normal everyday people. So I guess just a bunch of different universes like colliding or something, maybe some time travel shenanigans, whatever. That's kind of what this series is about. So haven't read it yet. Obviously, it did come out yesterday for New Comic Book Day. Wasn't able to pick up my polls, but I'm looking forward to this one from Image Comics. Assorted Crisis Events, issue number 1. Number 9. Number 9, let's talk about Absolute Flash. You guys know this is my most hyped comic book in a really long time. Really short solicitation. Let's just read it. Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles speed into the Absolute Universe without a mentor, without the family, without the Speed Force. What's left is the absolute Scarlet Speedster. So this series is going to focus on Wally West. He's a teenager. There's no mantle or anything. He is the first Flash in this Absolute Universe. Written by Jeff Lemire, art by Nick Robles, colorist Andrea Lucas, and letterer Tom Napolitano. So this comes out next week for New Comic Book Day, March 19th from DC Comics, and I'm so hyped for it, man. You know, the Absolute Universe is just killing it, but this series in particular, really looking forward to it, man. So Absolute Flash issue number 1 is number 9. Number 8, let's talk about Out of Alcatraz. This comes out on the same day from Oni Press, March 19th. So this is all about, you know, there's that famous prison break that happened from Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary in, you know, 1962. This series is going to focus on what happens after they escaped, right? So I guess as far as I understand, you know, it's never been kind of discovered or what happened to the people after they broke out, I guess. I'm not a history buff by any means, so if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But looks like Christopher Cantwell and Tyler Crook are bringing us a series that's got some, you know, it's got some like magic, it's got some like darkness. Looking forward to it, man. Not sure. It says right here, right? Life on the Run is even more hellish prison than Alcatraz could have ever been. So I don't know what to expect from this series, but the early buzz about it, around it is very positive. So looking forward to Christopher Cantwell and Tyler Crook's Out of Alcatraz from Oni Press, March 19th. Number 7, let's talk about Crush Depth, issue number 1 from Mad Cave Studios. Mad Cave Studios is really underrated, man. They've been putting out a ton of great stuff. So this series is all about, there's two brothers that are locked in a sibling rivalry, and they're trying to wrestle for control of a massive nuclear submarine called the Absolution. So this is in like a near future that's been wrecked by climate change. So this science officer finds herself caught between this, you know, this battle between the brothers trying to take control of the submarine. So Tim Daniel, writer, also writing is David Andry, and artist Alex Sanchez. So looking forward to this one, man. It's not on my pull list, but if this comes out on Hoopla or Global Comics, I'm definitely gonna check it out. So Crush Depth. If you guys check it out too, let me know what you think about it. But yeah, number 6, let's talk about The Lost Boys, issue number 1 from Boom Studios. So this takes place years after Peter Pan's adventures with Wendy Darling. The boy who couldn't grow up is now the last one in Neverland, still clinging to his adventurous youth. So this is kind of like a, you know, way far forward in the past. Peter Pan is still young, but Wendy is grown up. And I think they go back to the island or whatever, right? So Neverland. So yeah, we got Dan Panosian who is writing it. I know Dan from his covers, man. So he's been killing it on the cover game lately. We have the artist Alessio Avallone. So yeah, man, looking forward to The Last Boys, checking it out. This one for sure, I think because it's on Boom Studios, I'm going to be checking it out on Hoopla, because I think my library gets a lot of stuff on Hoopla day of, man. So March 19th, Boom Studios, The Last Boy. if you're into Peter Pan and stuff, I'm not necessarily into Peter Pan and that sort of thing. But if you are, man, this is a must-read series. Number 5, let's talk about Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez transform the absolute universe beyond Mars, beyond physical form, beyond human understanding. All that's left is the ultimate alien, the Absolute Martian Manhunter. So obviously we got writer Dennis Camp, Javier Rodriguez, who's killing it with his stuff like Zatanna, Bring Down the House, great DC Black Label series. And then we also have letter Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou, one of the best in the game. I'm looking forward to this series. It sounds super trippy, wacky. It's all about this, the guy on the cover here who he like gets his mind invaded by the Martians. So it's kind of like a twist on the classic Martian Manhunter sort of story. It's more of like a mind virus sort of thing. I don't know, man. Looking forward to it though with this creative team, Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. It's also got some really cool variant covers as well, dude. So looking forward to Absolute Martian Manhunter. That's on March 26th from DC Comics, closing out the month. Number 4, let's talk about Universal Monsters The Mummy. This comes out on March 26th from Image Comics and Skybound Comics. This is the next kind of, the next part of the Universal Monsters. So obviously we had Dracula, we had Creature from the Black Lagoon, and we had, just came out, Frankenstein. That one was really good. So yeah, we got The Mummy coming up. It looks like this is going to be written and drawn by Faith Aaron Hicks, who I'm not familiar with, but Eisner winning, I think, right? Colorist Lee Luridge, and then Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou. This guy gets around. He's also lettering The Mummy. So I'm a big fan of everything Universal Monsters. Looking forward to this one. I will say this one is probably my least like hyped one going into it. The Mummy is probably like my least favorite Universal Monster, I guess. But looking forward to it, man. Definitely going to check it out. Definitely going to read it. So look forward to coverage on that. March 26th, Universal Monsters from Skybound Image. Number 3, also from Image, we're taking everyone down with us. So this one is written by Matthew Rosenberg, who I'm a huge fan of. Artist, Stefano Lindini. Colorist, Jason Wordy. Colorist, also another colorist, Roman Titov. And letter Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou. What the heck, dude? This guy's crazy. Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou, another lettering job for this guy. But yeah, so this is all about, this one I'm going to read the solicits because very important. After her mad scientist father is killed by the world's greatest spy, 13-year-old Annalisa is left all alone in the world, sort of. Her dead dad's robot bodyguard is following her around for some reason. Now Annalise has a choice. Try to lead a normal life for the first time ever, or seek revenge and maybe overthrow the world in the process. Yeah, so this is going to have, it's a journey of regret, retribution. It's got super spies and pseudoscience. And yeah, dude, so I'm looking forward to this. It sounds insane. Huge fan of Matthew Rosenberg. Not familiar with any of the other creative team except for Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou, obviously. But yeah, man, looking forward to this one. Robots, spies. Let's get into it, man. So that comes out March 26th from Image Comics. We're taking everyone down with us. Number 2, guys, almost done here. You'll Do Bad Things, issue number 1. This is from Tyler Boss as a writer. Artist, Adriano Tertulixi. And then letter Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou. This seems like a joke, dude. This guy's lettering everything in March. It's ridiculous. All right, so let's talk about this one. It's all about a true crime smash hit that chronicled the brutal murders committed by the nursery rhyme killer. But in the decade since its release, its author of this book hasn't produced another title. He wants to write a story with a happy ending, but every time his fingers clack across the keyboard, it always ends in his character's death. Worst yet, these tales of blood and barbarity that flow so freely from Seth's mind are starting to happen in real life. So I think this is like it's a Giallo inspired thriller from multi-hyphenated Tyler Boss and breakout talent Adriano Tertulixi. So yeah, looks like a thriller series, murder mystery type of thing. Always down for those. And a big fan of Tyler Boss, man. So bring this one to me. You'll Do Bad Things, March 26th. This one has a lot of hype around it too. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Some great covers as well. Love a good serial killer type of story. You'll Do Bad Things. Look forward to that. Number one, far down below. This is from Chris Condon, who's absolutely killing it, and artist Gigi Shaw. So I'll read this, solicit because it's pretty short. Mad Cave Studios, March 26th. In the summer of 1983, teen friends Mike and Brian seek escape from the rainy day boredom by exploring Brian's abandoned family home, a notoriously haunted house. What they find below their sleepy eastern Pennsylvania suburb will unlock the doors to adventure and danger. I've heard this one described as sort of like the Goonies, man. So, look forward to it, like a supernatural sort of story. All about what's underneath this person's house, I guess. So, yeah, man, look forward to it. Chris Condon killing on Green Arrow. Super big fan of Chris Condon's stuff. Definitely check out, his other stuff like That Texas Blood is really great. The Enfield Gang Massacre is really great too if you like Western stuff. So yeah, far down below, looking forward to seeing what Chris Condon can bring us. And that one's from Mad Cave Studios, March 26th. Those are 10 comic books that are coming out in the month of March that I want to talk about from DC and the indies. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. What's your most hyped series that's starting in the month of March? Thank you guys for watching and read more comics. Welcome back everybody to the channel. In today's video, we're doing 2 action figure unboxings and reviews. I asked you guys on a YouTube post what you want to see me unboxing this week. I gave you guys some options. It was 2 DC arch enemies or 2 Superman/Superman families. So you guys voted 60% to 40% to unbox these Superman ones, right? So first up, we've got the Power Girl. They finally made a Power Girl. DC Multiverse, McFarlane Toys, you guys finally did it. Power Girl looking great. Of course, you guys see there, not a ton of accessories. You got 2 swaps of hands, and you got her pet cat, and you got no flight stand, dinky stand. That kind of sucks. And you get an art card, obviously. Next up, the next thing that we're going to be unboxing and reviewing is the classic, 1940s animation Superman. So really like the look of this one. Kind of gives me like a Darwin Cook sort of vibe from the DC New Frontier, man. So I'm gonna unbox this one as well. You guys look at the back there. Some people like seeing that. This one, in terms of accessories, it's got nothing, dude. No flight stand either. Dinky stand. Guys, dinky stand for the flying heroes, okay. Whatever, but we also get an art card there as well. And then 1 swap of hands, not even 2. So yeah, man, a little bit disappointing. Not gonna lie, just the fact that we don't get flight stands for the flying heroes. Anyways, man, let me show you the back of the Power Girl one too. Great look there. It's based on the Power Girl Reborn. So yeah, I'm liking the look of it though. Yeah, let's open it up. Let's start off with the Power Girl. Alrighty, fresh out the box, we've got the Power Girl, dude. So first thing I want to say, man, is I really like the kind of colors. I think they nailed the look of the Power Girl, but there are some minor things that I want to go over. Real quick though, take a look at that face sculpt. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty solid. And then the entire costume throughout, maybe not her most classic look, but I do think it's pretty solid. There's a variant one that, maybe you can go for, but I like this one. I like this one a lot. So let's take it to the overhead, dude. So like I was saying, we got the art card, pretty cool there. You guys have a chance to pause and read about Power Girl. Boom. You guys want to read that? We also have a dinky stand, like I was saying. We get 2 swaps of hands. You got your punchy hands over there, and then you got some more like, I don't know, grab a gun or something, dude. So interesting stuff there. We also get her cat with a cloth cape, dude. That was kind of a surprise to see. I didn't know that would be a thing. So what's his name? Streaky the cat, right? So we got that. And yeah, let's get into the figure itself. So the first thing I want to mention is this gap here on the shoulder. Very disappointing. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. It's kind of raised a little bit because of the cape. They're trying to put the cape underneath. You can kind of see back here where it kind of feeds through, but it's causing this kind of lifted like panel on her shoulder. So I'm not a big fan of that. The other side is worse, but they cover it with this shoulder guard. So that's a little bit disappointing. Other than that though, dude, so like in terms of let's get into the articulation. You guys always like seeing that. So her head's not going up very far at all. It's not going down very far at all. The you can kind of see, yeah, that's about as far as she's bending forward. I guess you can, no, that's her legs, right? So it probably stops about right there. Not the best. bending back, bends back a lot, right? So you should be able to get into a good flight pose, no problem. Yeah, flight pose, no problem. Face sculpt is great. I mean, it's got a lot of great detail. Like you guys can see, like the lips, painted lips. You got her eyes, blue eyes. I really like the hair. You got some detailing in the hair, you know. So yeah, overall, I think they kind of nailed the look. But let's continue with the articulation. So obviously you got the double jointed elbows, classic for McFarlane. 360 wrist joints. You get your bicep swivel. Bicep swivel? Yeah, you get your bicep swivel. You get 360 shoulders. So I mean, so far the articulation's not the worst. Legs, okay. I mean, that's like the highest I've ever seen a McFarlane be able to do a leg kick, so that's crazy. You get crazy legs. Get your crunchy knees. Doing a high kick there. Oh, I didn't even notice. She's kind of got like kind of a mix of a boot and like a raised sort of heel type of thing. Obviously you get the, I mean, this is like, okay, listen, I was given this bad articulation vibes before, and that's kind of just the move forward. But with her legs being able to do all sorts of crazy things, I would say this is a great articulated figure, man. I think McFarlane killed it with that. And then I also wanted to mention the cape. This cape is like really high quality. It's like really thick. The wire itself is really thick. Very better, you know, a higher quality of cloth capes for sure than some of the other cloth capes I have from McFarlane. Yeah, man. So overall, I would say that this is a great figure. Definitely, you know, not disappointed in the buy overall. It's going to go have a nice, great place on the shelf next to a bunch of other JSA members, Justice League members. So yeah, man, I like this figure a lot. The only thing is that gap. But, you know, if I didn't tell you about it, would you guys notice? Yeah, you probably would. But yeah, that's what we got with the Power Girl McFarlane. Let's talk about this one now. Let's get this guy out of the box, dude. Fresh out the box, we got the classic 1940 Superman, dude. So you guys are looking at it here. If it would focus, there we go. So you guys are seeing the main difference here. I mean, that symbol is very different than what you've seen. That's kind of like why I bought it. Also, he's got kind of the closed eyes. To me, dude, as I was reading The New Frontier, this figure reminded me of that Superman. So Darwin Cook's kind of interpretation. Obviously, it's the 1940s. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Fleister. Apologies, but it's that classic 1940s animation. And dude, let's just get this guy into the overhead, man. So first take out of the box, super impressed. I mean, this might be my favorite Superman figure. So yeah, dude, let's just take a look. So I like the kind of darker blue all throughout. Kind of contrasts really well with the bright kind of red. A little touches of yellow here on his belt and around the symbol. Otherwise, that's kind of it. No Superman symbol on the back. Do people want that or not? I don't know. I think the other one I have has it, so this one doesn't. Little difference there. This one has a better job of like tucking the cape right underneath his, so no like pop out there, like with the Power Girl. Yeah, man. So talk about accessories, right? This Superman comes with the 2 hand swaps, like I was talking about, the flight hands. He's got a very basic data file. I mean, if you guys ever wanted to know who Superman is, pause the video now and read. And then of course it comes with that dinky stand. Man, McFarlane, I mean, if you're gonna make a superhero that flies, I know your flight stands aren't the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, they always break after a while anyways, but like, Jesus, man, you gotta make them better, right? Make better flight stands, and you gotta include them with characters that fly. I mean, it's so cheap to me, like, to force your customers to go buy like third-party flight stands for characters that fly, and they want to show them flying, man. Like, what's the point of having the cool capes, the wired capes, if you can't pose them in a way that flies, dude? So anyways, mini rant over. Let's talk about some articulation. So the head, not going up all that far. It's going down a decent amount though. Pretty cool. I guess it's probably because the hair is not in the way. Maybe with the Power Girl, kind of the hair. Yeah, the hair gets in the way of going back, so that's probably why. Let's talk about the, okay, forward bend, close to nothing on the forward bend, but we got a lot of upwards bend to get them in that flight pose. No problem. Of course, you get the crunchy double jointed elbows. They are double jointed. Yeah, they must be, but can't get it. A little stuck, a little sticky. There we go. A little crunchy there. Of course, you get the bicep swivel 360. You get the 360 wrist joints. Get some good wobble here, you know, good left to right on the abdomen. Let's talk about the legs. Pretty good upwards movement on the legs. Ooh, crunchy knees. Let's get, ooh, okay. Of course, you get your double jointed crunchy knees, and you get your nice, this might be like the biggest ankle joint I've ever seen on a McFarlane. So I really like that boot design though. Of course, you get the toe articulation. Oh, this is the first McFarlane that doesn't have toe articulation, guys. That's kind of odd. First one that I've experienced, I think. I might have one back there that doesn't, but usually they got toe articulation. Yeah, man. So overall, I think this is a great figure. This is my favorite Superman figure. It has to be. It's so sick. Really, really cool look, man. Just a really unique kind of look. I was on the fence about like, oh, maybe I don't need to buy. I'm not buying every single McFarlane Superman, right? Because a lot of them are not that great, but this one and the other one that I have are probably the best options. I think they announced one the other day that looks pretty cool too, but I don't need that one, man. I got this Fleister Classic 1940s animation Superman. And yeah, man, I think this is great. This is a great figure. So that's what we got, man. That's what we got for today. There have been, two McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures. We got the Power Girl and the classic Superman, dude. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Are you still collecting McFarlane? Are you waiting for them to kind of get rid of the DC license or whatever, right? So thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments and read more comics.